All right, the final season of Power Hour Rage is on, and I'm excited tonight. Welcome back. I'm Steve, along with the urban sensation, the icon known as C Red. And tonight, our guest is one of my favorites in this business. He is majority owner of Rocket Pro Wrestling. He is the shot caller, not to be confused with Backwoods Brown. It's the one, the only Nuke. Damn, Nuke, how you doing, man?
Good, man. How are you guys doing? Thanks for having me on.
All I can say is since you came through that curtain back in December, it's been totally different at Rocket Pro Wrestling. You have effectively, and I say this with great glee and joy in my heart, you Bob Barkered Damian Saint. You spayed and neutered that bitch. Because every time he does something stupid, Nuke comes walking out to that theme song and says, ah, ah, ah.
Yep, had the
Love,
fixed issues.
love. Man, they're going to
It
write
is
songs
beautiful.
about you.
It is beautiful. I mean, Steve, you kind of missed it Saturday. I know you were working, but
Oh, we're going to
to
talk
see,
all about
to,
Hollywood Boulevard. I've got a lot to say about the Sunday morning after Hollywood Boulevard. So we'll talk about that.
well, I'm just saying, but to see it
Fucking
on the big
snowflakes.
screen, see it on the big screen, and to see, first of all, I've never heard a crowd louder than Joliet, than at Hollywood Boulevard when Damien Saint first comes on the screen. Like everybody and their mama went boo. Like everybody. Like it was like shit. Okay. But to see and I forget what the first thing was, but for him to come out and do what he does, and Nuke walks right out, and he's just standing there with this shit look on his face.
They got a
Like,
great picture of that too, of him walking right past Saint and the look on Saint's face. That's my wallpaper on my phone now. I just look at that and smile every goddamn day. So,
so I mean,
yeah,
it's been great, Nuke. It's been great.
Yeah, I'm liking it. I'm trying.
you've revitalized the brand. You've revitalized it. Things were going good. I mean, obviously, we can't complain about the crowds. What we saw with Joe Hendry, it was a moment in time we'll never forget. But what we saw. Well, you know what? I'm going to give you the props. I'm not giving Saint a damn prop. I mean, I don't think Rocket Pro has Joe Hendry without your efforts. So, on behalf of everybody in Joliet, on behalf of everybody in the locker room that died that night that you made that announcement, and the shock was heard around the world, you're doing a damn fine job putting us in positions to succeed. And that's what a good uh, authority figure does. You don't give it to the talent, but you put them in position where their natural talent should be able to succeed. And you're doing that in spades, brother. So congratulations.
Thank you. I appreciate that. I just want to do stuff for the fans, make sure they're happy.
You're dropping stunners and leaving bodies in your wake now. Um, you're sending messages, and obviously, I have occupied positions of authority at places from time to time, and every now and again, sometimes you do have to take matters into your own hands. um what is the moment? How do you know when you have to drop somebody on their face?
Well, with Maximus Orion, I felt like just because he was a tool and wanting to challenge his mom, so I just came out there when Shelly gave me the authority. I'm just like in my mind, I just wanted to drop him, so I did it. And then Saint idiotically got in the ring. And to me, when you get in the ring, I have Shelly's back, so I didn't know if he was going to go in there and touch her. So he turns around and wham, get his ass out of here.
We ended 2024 on such a high note with Christmas Chaos, with Joe Hendry and what he said about Rocket Pro and the match he and Marche had. I mean, it was such a tremendous moment to close a calendar year on. but to bookend that with the amount of drama and the amount of excitement and all that went down at Resolution, I mean, to me, it just seems like as we get as we're going down the road to close this season out, another seemingly very successful season, it's just going to get better and better each month.
Oh, I can't wait. They're like surprises. Can't wait to go over some of the matches. I'm going to make one on your show, by the way.
Yes, we're getting some breaking news a little bit later on. But before we start talking about Cupid's Carnage, let's talk about the big Hollywood Boulevard Resolution premiere. I went to the last one that they had at Hollywood Boulevard, and I have never. I'll be honest. I don't always enjoy spending 3 hours listening to myself because the matches change, but the voice is the same, and I don't really, I don't really need to hear the sound of my voice. So, I'll watch little bits and pieces from every match we do because there's always moments I remember about them where I did something on commentary that I want to see if it's effective. So I'll usually, cherry pick through the matches to those moments that I was unsure about how they went over, just to make sure it was satisfactory. Because like I said, I take a lot of pride in it. It means a lot to me that we give the best we can for those fans. So when I saw it that one time on the big screen, and I'm trapped in a theater chair for 3 hours listening to myself talk, it's a little unnerving because the people respond to it, and I've never really had it's almost like you're on stage and they're laughing at your jokes and they're reacting to what you say. And sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not so good. But to be trapped for 3 hours was a little unnerving for me the first time. I mean, I'll definitely do it again, but I was just blown away with watching it on the big screen. Red, you were there this time. Is that the first time you've been to the big screen, or is that the second time?
This second time, I went to the first one. I couldn't make the second one due to family
And I made that one because I drank C Red beverages.
and I made it to this one. So
I'll tell you what, I'm not coming back until I get a beverage named after me. I want some kind of beverage, because if we're giving Jay Beck the paycheck Franks, I want my own drink.
no, they're
No, I know. I'm just kidding. That just popped
Frank
in my head.
dogs. We're getting
dogs.
Frank dogs.
Frank corn dogs.
That's not his name. Well, it is his name actually.
That's his name now.
Did you partake in any of the drinks, the themed drinks?
No, I didn't try any of them.
Not even the bland Maximus Orion Virgin Pina Colada.
Yeah.
I believe the virgin part is right. I don't believe that man has ever felt a woman's touch. I believe he is as pure. I believe he's as pure as the driven Snow White of his uniform.
Ooh.
That's about right. But I was gonna try Freebird, but the line was so long. Of course, the Freebird is what I drink anyway, so that would have been easy. But I mean, again, the line was long. So
I would have gone for the Dream Breaker if I was there, because that sounded like a professional cocktail.
It did sound good.
So, all right, you both were there. How was it? How was the reaction? Did everybody enjoy it? Was it everything we hoped it would be?
I think out of the 3 shows, this one was the best one. We had over 80 people there. It was pretty good, pretty loud, like Red said. I couldn't believe all the cheering. You came out, people were cheering. I came out, people were cheering for Red, booing, Saint, booing, Maximus. It was just like you were at a show.
How did we do on commentary, Red? Did we make people laugh at all?
I loved it.
I think we did. I mean, I think we got over the stories, but in between, and I'm not gonna lie, and I'm gonna give credit where credit is due. I think Travis and Gabagool added, and it wasn't we didn't have to overly avert and push the narrative, so to speak. I think they complimented us.
Well, Travis is a pro, and I on screen, he and I are adversaries through and through. But real talk, I mean, I've been working with that guy since SCW. He's really good at finding interesting information and giving good opinions. And his opinions are always contrarian to what I do. So it's always good to have somebody there that is the polar opposite of you. And I think his deadpan delivery is some of the best I've ever worked with. So Travis T, if and when I do have to step aside, I hope Travis is the guy that takes my place because I think he is a rock star in the making. And if he's given a chance to take a table and lead it, I think he would be really good at doing it. And Joey Gabagool, I'm gonna call him Joey. Red, you're always going to be there. Red, you're the guy. We know this. I'm just saying he would be a good partner for you. You never need to question how I feel about you, Red, being my partner in commentary. I would take you everywhere I work if I could.
Here we go with the lies already.
They're not lies. Shut the fuck up. Okay. So, and Gabagool, as far as I know, that might be one of his first commentary opportunities. I thought he did spectacularly well.
Great job. He did very good.
So I was pretty happy with what we were doing. Did the Roxy Hart bag of tricks joke work?
Oh yes.
Yes. Yeah.
This is what you heard. You heard. Ooh.
That was one of my favorites of the night. I went deep in the bag for that one, but I was like, if I was watching it on YouTube, that's the first thing I would have gone to because I wanted to hear what my commentary partner said because I was really proud of that joke.
You have to understand, you got a reaction when you made that comment out of my wife. Understand so of course this is Hollywood Boulevard, so we've got our food, we've got our drinks, even though that was odd that our food came and we just ordered Diet Pepsis and that took longer, but whatever. And so we're eating and you make the comment and she stops mid, like and I'm like, you okay? And she's like, did he say what I think he said? I said, yes, he did. And she wanted to laugh, but she got a mouthful of food. And I'm like, okay, I get it. I'm like, okay. But to hear the other people behind me and next to me, and it was like, wow. It was like, okay, people got it. Okay.
Yeah, those are the moments that make me happy. Those are the moments that I live for. I love a good joke as much as the next guy. Commentary, was it solid? I mean, I thought we did a pretty solid job. Overall, did it add to the presentation?
Oh yeah, it's really good. Like I have to watch all these on YouTube and stuff and go back. This is probably the best commentary that I've heard in a long time. It was very good. All four of you guys were great together. I hope it happens again with the four of you guys there. That was fantastic.
You keep putting people in commentary until you find what works the best. Now, when I came in, I'm working with Shelly and Blackburn, and we had our own dynamic there. And when you guys asked me about Red, I knew that was going to be a home run deal because, I like to consider myself entertaining. Red is the consummate entertainer. So Red is Red Fox 2025. That's what Red is. He is one of those old school guys that can turn a phrase with anybody. So I knew him coming in was going to make us better. But I think, Travis might be the guy that might be that third seat that might give Shelly a break, and then she can come in and do her Shelly stuff when she needs to and do commentary when she wants to. But as far as Travis goes, I think he is a really good at what he does. But don't let him know I said it. If you tell him I said it, I'll deny it.
He's probably going to watch this.
He doesn't watch this show.
Oh, he doesn't.
You know what they say? You know what I say to people that don't watch the Power Hour?
What? Join
the rest of them. But that's neither here nor there. So, what was as far as fans and pops of the night? How did the Shelly match go? I mean, did everybody lose their fucking mind with the Shelly match because the energy in that match was second to none?
Oh yeah, it was probably like the same amount of cheering. Like even when Maya came out at the end, people were going nuts in the theater.
How about it look on the screen with Maya and Michael squaring up, her backing the monster? See, I want that match. Not because I think it would be anything other than, I don't think Muscle Mommy gives a shit how big he is. She doesn't play, and I don't think he gets an easy win over her. Maybe he wins because he's more experienced, but I don't think he walks away with a big victory on that one. I think she delivers the punishment because I've seen her lift him. I've seen her lift bigger weight than him. So how would that be on a given night in Joliet? Maya Cross picks up Steve Michaels and drops him on his head. You want to talk about a place going batshit? Oh, that I would go into coronary arrest on commentary. I'd need the paddles.
Yeah, she could probably end up beating him.
It could happen. I mean, maybe she's the next champ.
Oh yeah, I don't put it past her at all.
But it's good to have Maya around because one of the things when I talk I talk about Rocket Pro wherever I go because everybody always wants to talk where I am, what I'm doing, where I've been, where I'm going, and I always talk about Rocket Pro because the building, the crowds, the locker room. There's just something magic that happens on a given Saturday afternoon in Joliet. There's never an empty seat. Everybody's always there. The fans are always way into it. And it's wrestling for wrestling's sake. So I always talk about it. And they always say, if it's great that you love it there. What are they going to do women's wrestling? And they've done a little bit here and there, but I think Maya being a regular character, on the show, does that open a doorway maybe for where we start to see more of that? Because it's not all TNA, not to be confused with Total Nonstop Action Wrestling. Women's wrestling isn't tits and ass anymore, for lack of a better term. I mean, you've got people out there like Sierra that can beat anyone, anytime, anywhere. I just watched her in a match against Warhorse, and she had Warhorse beat. And that's one of the best wrestlers on planet Earth. There are plenty of women wrestlers, Maggie Wee. I mean, there are plenty of women wrestlers out there that don't rely on their looks, that have talent coming out of their ears better than some of the men. Do you think it'll get to a point where we can see people like this starting to matriculate into Joliet to face people like Maya? Because, I mean, if you have Maya as your gal, I mean, that's a great foundation block for a women's division because she's so talented. But can you build on someone like Maya?
Oh yeah, totally. I'm hoping that's the plan and it skyrockets then. So I think that'd be cool.
I mean, I know, we've had a couple of women's matches there, and some miscues have occurred, some mistakes happen, and it's not what we need and what we want, but it doesn't have to be that way because it's not like that much anymore. It's serious business now, and they're not voted on the biological accommodations of how they look. They're, people like Kylie Ray. I mean, people like that, their ring IQ and acumen is second to none. And I think that would translate very well in Joliet. Don't you, Red?
Well, you got to remember, I was there at the beginning. So there were women's matches. But all the names that you talk about weren't around. They weren't accessible, I should say, or we had not heard about them to the extent of all the noise that they've been making over the past few years. But we have to tip our hats. We had RVP, we had Kendra, and they were the two mainstays, but you can't have a woman's division with just two women.
Right.
Like that just doesn't work. So I think Rocket Pro did what they needed to do and said, we need to kind of put this on the back burner, not get rid of it, but just put it on the back burner.
Makes sense.
And we
wasn't
kind
the
of
right time.
Right. And we kind of figured out, I mean, honestly, let's just be honest. Muscle Mommy just fell in our lap. And I mean, oh my God, is she not phenomenal? So I think now is the perfect time, NUKE, to start looking at not just Muscle Mommy, but some of the names that you brought up, and look really look into the pool of who's available and who would add that pizzazz and that quality. That's the word I want, the quality, because we don't want quantity. Because we can go anywhere and get a woman's wrestling.
Right.
I can think of 3 or 4 off the top of my head. If I said, hey, be at Rocket Pro next Saturday, they'd be there. But are we going to have, because you got to understand, they've got to face, and think about the card we have next week. If we said, I can put you on the show, you've got to come to the level that these guys are at.
100%.
You
100%,
have to be there. Otherwise, people are going, it's one of those popcorn matches, where, oh, what's going on? Let's go get some popcorn. Let's go bathroom break. And that's the one thing that I love about Rocket Pro. I don't know if anybody, but Nuke should know, because Nuke takes a hands-on and he watches everything, so he might get it. Have you ever noticed no one ever gets up until intermission? No one ever moves at the show until intermission. They don't get up.
That's not a bad observation.
They don't get up during the ring announcements. They don't get up, after the match is over. They sit there. The crowd sits there in its entirety until intermission. And then when Michael Allen gets back in the ring, everybody starts coming back. And then they don't get up until the show is over.
Yep.
I'm like, wow.
Everybody's engaged.
And that's what you want. So you want a women's match that's going to hold the standards just like the men. So I think now's the time that we need to have our eyes out, and everybody can put, hey, I got this person and I know this person. But I think then Nuke being in charge, he has his hands full, because then he has to research all these people to make sure they're of that quality and they can hold their own. We already got Muscle Mommy. Now we got to figure out how many other people we can get to go into that women's division.
Just don't get mad at me.
I've been doing my scouting.
Nuke's always got his ear to the pavement. So it was a splendid success at Hollywood Boulevard. Are there plans for a return in the near future?
Yeah, I believe it's just going to be the September and the May shows.
Okay, so that's really cool. So the season finale will get the Hollywood Boulevard treatment.
Yes.
Oh, that's really cool. Well, we got to make sure I got to make sure I don't overbook myself so I can go to it this time, because I felt bad missing it. And, I certainly enjoyed hanging out with Ali and stuff, but I really wanted to be there.
My favorite part was during the main event, and I kind of started shooting, and that's when I told you guys how I feel about Shelly. And I don't know if she watched it beforehand or not. I'm assuming she didn't. So she heard everything that I was saying live, and she just blurts out, "I love you, Red." And then I have to blurt back out, "I love you too, Shelly."
That was great.
And it was like
all the things that happen in a darkened theater. That's
Steve, man, if you end up watching it in the main event, when Maximus Orion says something to his dad, you see Shelly's face pop up, and the look that she gives is just priceless. I think he called his dad his mom's name.
Yeah. Oh man, that was an awful insult. And boy, did the American Maximus pay for that shit. That's what I call him now. Since he hates the American badass Undertaker, I call him the American Maximus. Because and cue the Kid Rock music. So I think that's fun. All right, let's move on to Cupid's Carnage because that's coming up 1 week from Saturday at St. Joe's Park. And the match that everybody's talking about, the match that everybody is on their mind, is the main event. Shaq Jordan versus Gunnar Brave. Loser leaves Joliet and Rocket Pro. That's a high stakes match. And when Gunnar Brave ends up in these matches against people that are, at his level athletically, they usually end up tearing down the house and sometimes breaking furniture along the way. We all remember the drama of the Lights Out match.
Oh, yeah.
I suspect that's where we're headed with this one because the animosity and the bad blood is palpable. What do you guys see when you think about this match? Because, we've had big matches. I mean, obviously Marche and Hendry, for what it was, will there ever be bigger? But from a storytelling and a length of time span, because this has been building for a long time, I mean, this is the final chapter in one hell of a story. How do you guys feel about this match?
Well, I feel pretty was it torn? I would have to say. I like Shaq's new attitude. I don't like, but he's a great, phenomenal athlete. Gunner's been with us since he's been 19 years old. He's been here 6 years, and you just have like those feelings for those guys because they're tremendous people and tremendous athletes. So I think it's gonna, like you said, tear the house down. Actually,
It's one of those things. Gunnar Brave has kind of been Rocket Pro's poster guy. He is, the guy that the Joliet fans identify with and have been identifying since day one. He's the guy that came of age during the pandemic in the empty stadium matches that you had. He's the king of the North. He's the mayor of Joliet. He's got 1,000,001 nicknames, and he's had some of the most important matches in Rocket Pro history. The Lights Out match, the match against Dillinger. I mean, that triple threat match with Sabin Gage and Davey Bang. I mean, some of the matches he's had have been, are classics. They're 5-star specialty matches that are in Rocket Pro's annals forever.
but
And on the flip side, you have Shaq Jordan, who has all the talent in the world, has held titles everywhere. He's been on TV a little bit. He's fought, top shelf talent, but now he's gone down a road that I think he's writing checks his ass can't cash. And we all know that I have issues aplenty with Shaq Jordan. And I have a feeling, my war of words with him is going to come to a head at some point because there's not anything about that kid that I find redeeming in Frontline. I'm actively petitioning that even if Gunnar loses this match, Shaq's the one that has to leave because he is a cancer in that locker room and he is a problem that we're not going to be able to control. And we have plenty of problems that we can't control at Rocket Pro right now. Red, what say you?
Like Nuke said, you kind of feel torn because at the end of the night, somebody's not coming back to Rocket Pro. So you have to kind of feel, happy, but then that's sad because you're happy because we're getting this match, but sad knowing that it'll never happen again. And I'm just gonna say, I told you before, and I said it on commentary, like, dude got put through a tape. Gunner's hatred for Shaq is so strong. He did not give two shits. Like, and I'm sure he was in pain. I'm sure he was hurting. At that point, he was ready to fight at that point. And I mean, think about it. Went through the table, popped Shaq, and was ready to go up top and like finish it there at resolution. And Shaq rolled out and chicken shit out. So if if the gunner that we think and we know and we've seen before will go to any length, there's no, like, we joked in the past, about Shaq knocking out lights, right?
Right.
Well, this time I think the light will be knocked out on Shaq. And I don't see Gunner losing this match.
I think the only way Gunner is in jeopardy here is if the blind rage we saw when he got put through that table and then popped right back up again and took it right to him. There are moments where Shaq Jordan's arrogance and his casual calm allow him to make decisions and manipulate scenarios. And I think that's the only way Shaq stands a chance of winning this match. I myself personally think Gunner's going to leave Shaq in a bloody heap in the middle of that ring, and I will go get the blood on my hands and put my palm print in the ring mat like it's Chinese theater. Like, yeah, so McMahon's Chinese theater. I want that kid to bleed because he needs to be taken down a peg or two. He has been disrespectful. He has been disgraceful. And it's a shame because he was trained by one of the most honorable men in this business in Shogun Chris Logan. To be trained by someone that teaches respect above all things and to end up being such a piece of shit is absolutely a slap in the face to one of the most popular stars at Rocket Pro. And every time that kid comes out on a mic and starts talking his mess, to me, it's a slap in the face to the man that believed in him and to get him these opportunities. Shaq needs to be corrected like the child that he is. And if not anybody else, it will be me on commentary around every corner. Every time he is stupid, arrogant, petulant, I will call him on that stuff. That's my job. People don't always like the commentary. They get a little nervous that the commentary is a little too, a little too in your face, a little too acerbic. It's the truth. And we go right at it and we don't pull punches. Steve, you shouldn't be a biased commentary. Of course I'm biased. My heart is at Rocket Pro. Wherever I work, my heart is there. I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't love it and want to protect it with my life. I've said on this show many times, I'll die on that hill. I mean it. I 100% mean it. Rocket Pro has done more for me than I've done for it. And I'm tired of the flavor of the month bad guys coming in and running roughshod over this company, thinking that it's okay. It has to stop, which is why I'm so happy NUKE's here, because with NUKE, now there is a measuring stick and someone that can snap back. Because the Damian Saints of the world and the Joey Roths, although he's certainly trending in a different direction now, and Shaq Jordan with whatever nonsense he has in store, there has to be accountability because we do not want our brand to suffer. We do not want Rocket Pro to suffer. Plus, we're dealing with a maniacal child as a former owner. I mean, we need to take these children to the woodshed. I know it's not politically correct anymore to spank the kids, but guys like Maximus and Shaq need to get pistol whipped. Yeah, I said it. What do you say? What do you say, NUKE?
Oh, I know for this main event, if anybody in the back or anybody interferes in it, they will be fired on the spot. I want this match to be a one-on-one. Let them go at it. You have to win. I don't want anybody interfering in it. I will let the guys know in the back too when I get there. If anybody comes out, they will no longer be working for us. This needs to be a one-on-one match.
No excuses.
Yeah.
No mistakes.
Lay it all on the line.
Yeah, lay it all on the line. I know, Red, that Shaq is, one of your nephews or one of your grandsons. He's family to you in a great many ways. but that doesn't mean your grandsons are always right. I mean, don't get me started on the LIM. Your grandsons aren't always right.
He's a nephew, not a grandson.
Nephew, grandson, it's all family. I know you've got the largest family. You are dealing with women that have gigantic uteruses.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
That's my pleasure. You have so many goddamn kids, it's insane.
Hey, it is what it is.
We're gonna call you Wilt Chamberlain.
But I'm not going to condone his actions. And you brought up Chris Logan being his mentor, his teacher. But Steve, I was there the night where
we lost NUKE.
Oh no.
Well, we'll keep talking. I'm sure NUKE will be back.
So we know I was there the night that he turned on him. Remember? I was there.
Yeah.
You know, Logan went through a hellified match, and what happens? You know, they put on a clinic only for at the end Logan to betray him. I mean, not Logan, I mean Shaq. And
it was like, are we in agreement that Shaq is deserving of the ass whipping he's going to get?
Yes.
Are you on my team that you want Shaq out?
I don't want anybody out, but this is what NUKE and management, let's be honest, this was already put in play before NUKE had the full throttle. I'm not going to disagree with it. I'm not going to go against it. I'm not. So guess what? Shaq, you think you're better than Gunna? Then you better prove it. But I don't think you will. I think your arrogance will cost you, and you will turn around and you'll fuck up. And that fuck up will cost you 1, 2, 3.
Yeah, you may very well be right. In so many circles and so many times, I have I have such a soft spot for Shaquille. He and I have traveled the roads, and we've worked in many places together. In certain circles, I consider him friend. I almost want to sit down. He's back.
Sorry.
We thought you fired us.
No, lost connection. I was like, what the hell?
As I was saying, I have for a long periods of time considered Shaquille friend, and this behavior is beyond reproach. I almost sometimes feel like I want to sit him down and try to talk sense to him and try to explain to him that this is not the way to behave. This is not the way to be a superstar. This is unbecoming of Rocket Pro and any other place, to be quite honest. Maybe at some point I'll have a chance to sit down with him and pull him aside and say, hey, you know what? Let's fix this before it goes too far south. But I don't know. I think maybe he's too far gone. Maybe he's too far gone.
I think you said it earlier, and it's not just him. Let's be honest, gentlemen. We are a little bit older. We're a little bit wiser. We remember the stuff that we did when we were younger. The foolish shit. Let's just call it. Let's just be honest.
Red and Shakara.
Hey, I didn't do anything.
Slip and slide down the ramp, Red.
Hey, I just didn't listen. That's all. But that's the point. So there have been countless times when we were younger and we just did not listen. And I think Shaquille, I think Maximus,
American Maximus,
they're of that mindset that I know it all. I know it all. And us being older, we sit back and no, you don't. No, you don't. And think about it. I know NUKE. I've seen him try to talk to Shaq. I've seen you try to talk to Shaq, and you get the okay. The Timu Michael Jackson doesn't want to listen to anybody. You know,
Don't insult Michael Jackson like that.
hey, you did,
Let's call him Jermaine.
but Jermaine didn't wear a glove.
Yeah, but you know that's
And that, hey, I like Jermaine. I don't know what you're talking about.
You love that song Dynamite. You danced the shit out of
Think,
that one.
think I didn't? Man, that was the shit.
Tell me I'm not dreaming, Red.
Oh, tell me I'm not dreaming was the shit.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, it was. But it was only the shit because you know who was on it.
No, both of them rocked that fucking.
No. That's
Yes.
like saying Torture was good because Jackie was singing.
Torture was good.
Because Michael was singing on it.
Jackie ain't had shit to do with
That
that.
fucking album is a pile of shit, except for the 3 songs Mike's on.
Hey, I like your body.
You do not like, nobody does. Get out of here.
I love that song.
Don't fuel Randy Jackson's fire, man. That's not right.
I love that song.
All right.
That was Marlon that sang
topic
that.
here. We're getting off topic. Red and I have talked about old Jackson's albums for a while. Nuke, how do you police a match like this? How do you make sure there's no interference? How do you make sure that crowd members aren't injured when they take it outside the ring? What safety measures do you have in place for what could be one of the most violent matches we've ever seen?
Well, we got extra security. I mean, I'll make sure I'm out there. He'll be fine. Make sure hopefully Saint sits out there and does something too to help. But no, yeah, it'll be fine.
The rubber stamp of Damian Saint is not what it used to be. That's for sure. Thank God for that. Speaking of Rocket Pro security, let's talk about another match, since it suddenly seems like one of our security guards has now made the main show. So I hope we don't have any more security guards like this guy. And I hope between in that triple threat match, that #1 Outer Limits title, #1 contender match, Rozzy gets his ass handed to him on a plate, because what they did was highway robbery, and I'm tired of the Undeniable doing this kind of stuff. Take us through that. We've got the OG Sam Knight. We've got a man that has gone through hell and back in Skylar Reed, and then you got Rozzy security.
Oh yeah, I can't wait.
How'd you come up with this one, and why does the man that betrayed our security battalion and took liberties on one of the superstars get a match? Is it so he gets his ass kicked? Because if that's the reason, I'm 100% in with it.
You know, I put him in there so Skylar and the OG can just take care of him. I think he deserves a little punishment. That's going to be a part of my one of my matches I'm going to tell on your show. But yeah, I think what he did was wrong. Screwed over Von Jaeger. And just for the record, too, that Sam Knight wants this, and he wants a piece of Ryan Matthews for what he did to him at the last show at Harvest Havoc.
The return of Sam Knight has been special. He has been reborn, and he has been fighting great. I'm glad to see him back on the roster for this match, and I'm very hopeful he wins that match and gets the #1 contender to that match, because I think, you know, in a perfect world, putting the Outer Limits title on a man like him is good for business, because he represents what it really means to be a superstar at Rocket Pro. You know, he started off in the beginning, and then he went away for a while and then fought his way back and has achieved a high level right now. He would be a great champion. And we know the champion right now is, well, we didn't call him a hairless cat, did we? It's a careless hat now, right? Isn't that what it is?
Yeah, I think he sucks at Fortnite too, or
yeah, he sucks. So that's very, very true. And well, I suck at Fortnite, so he doesn't have he doesn't have the monopoly. Well, you should watch my stuff on Twitch with that. I go more in for killing chickens, but it frustrates American Maximus a lot, so that makes me happy. Red, who do you think wins this match? Do you think the security guard turned superstar can upset the apple cart and win the match and go on for gold? Do you think the OG's got enough in the tank to get it done? Or do you think this is Skylar's night to shine?
Did you not see Sam Knight the last time he appeared? Like a wrecking ball.
That spear popped me like a child. He folded that person in half like a, oh my God, it was like a louvador. Just went. So what do you got, Red?
I got Sam Knight.
Kevin, what do you think? Sitting back, knowing all you know about what's going on, who do you think wins that match and why?
Uh, it's a toss up between Skyler or Sam Knight. They're both deserving, but with his veteran savvy, I'm gonna go probably lean a little bit towards Sam because he's hungry and he wants RPW gold.
I'm just happy we all agree that Rozzy is a piece of crap and we hope he gets injured in the match. Not seriously, but enough to make him know better the next time to fuck around and find out. Another match that I'm looking forward to. I'm actually really looking forward to it now, and he'll be happy I'm talking about it. Uh, the Dream Breaker, Aaron Stone, has finally recaptured the fire that makes him the Dream Breaker with that victory last month. He is the Aaron Stone that I know. He is the Aaron Stone that is a cut above everybody else. He got lost in himself for a long while, and I questioned him many, many times. But what we saw, and I hope that translated at Hollywood Boulevard in commentary, that we witnessed the rebirth of the Dreambreaker Aaron Stone. And what a match he had. Now he's got to face Timu Wolverine, part of the Undeniable, in Darren July. What do we think about this match?
Well, Aaron's. I think I got Aaron because he's on fire right now. He won the zero gravity title, and all he needs is two more. And he'll be a big Grand Slam champion. So I know he's gonna want to try to get some tag gold and some intercounty gold too.
Oh God, I mean, who could be a tag team partner for him? I mean, once upon a time in a different universe, him and Shaq Jordan as a tag team would have excited me. Now I don't ever want to see it ever. But that's neither here nor there. Red, what say you about the Dreambreaker versus Darren October?
Devin August is a piece of shit.
No, you're wrong. You got the wrong month, bro. Darren October.
Whatever month he wants to be, he's a piece of shit. Because if you've noticed, he always is leading the undeniable charge, like, let's go. And then he gets his ass whooped and then he like runs off. Like, get the fuck out of here.
Are you going to use that word that you love so much about what's going to happen to the Dreambreaker in this match?
I'm not going to use shenanigans. And here's why. The man on the screen
NUKE has put an end to shenanigans.
I feel so much better as a commentator, but as a Rocket Pro employee, that I know not only is my safety and welfare looked at, but the fans and even the competitors, right? And he doesn't, I'm sure NUKE for months has seen the bullshit going on, right? And let's be honest, he's had to sit back, and I'm sure behind closed doors, he has voiced his opinion, right? Can I make that assumption?
Oh yeah.
So now the man that just had the voice behind the door has the fucking final say. And we saw it last month.
Yeah, we did.
I can't wait for next week. Why? Because Damian Saint is going to try some bullshit only for NUKE to go, no. So I believe that they're going to try some shenanigans. And NUKE will neutralize those shenanigans. And it's going to be a one-on-one straight-up contest. And guess what? Aaron Stone retains his title.
I love it. I love it. I love the fact that Nuke is going to be the long arm of the law because we need some of that stuff reined in because these matches haven't been on fair footing for quite a while. Um, Another match that's very interesting that I want to talk about is the triple threat match for the Inter-County Championship. You've got Jesus DeSavio, one of Red's favorite wrestlers. You've got the fan favorite to the powers of 20 in Disco Ray. And then you've got a man that might be the most improved wrestler from 2024 to 2025, Cash Money Corey McHenry, who seems primed for a title opportunity and maybe a title run if he has a little good fortune on Saturday. This is quite a match. And again, if what Red said is true just a moment ago, and the shenanigans are kept to a minimum, I think maybe Cash Money finds a way to get this done. I mean, Disco Ray'd be a hell of a championship too, but I know Corey McHenry's pretty hungry, and you know, he's going out there with purpose. And when he's got purpose in his heart and it's all about the dollars, Cash Money tends to deliver. What say you, Red?
Now I'm shocked. Let's walk this dog back, shall we? Just a few weeks ago, here he is. No, let's be honest, right?
Right?
DeSavio, the dude with the worst fucking beard ever. Like, dude, Nuke, am I lying? Don't it look like a 2-year-old just took the, like Stevie Wonder was lining him up? Like,
I was gonna say Ray Charles, but
hey,
wow, we're just
Stevie Wonder got
blind,
one side.
if you're blind, you work on Jesus DeSavio's face.
there you go.
Hey, clearly, right? But
now, do I have to say Helen Keller? I mean, should we make it the hat trick?
no, but let's be honest. Here we go. So the shenanigans are pulled, right?
Yeah.
DeSavio keeps his title. Von Jaeger can no longer contend for the title as long as he has it. So now it's a one-on-one match with Disco Ray and Cash Money. Now, we walk this dog back because you seem to favor Disco Ray.
Me?
Yeah, you.
I love Disco Ray, but you know, I just watched Cash Money up north, and he was doing some things that I haven't seen him do before. So I was paying very close attention to that, and I was thinking the whole time, what is that going to translate to when he brings it to Joliet? That boy is on fire.
Well, I've been telling you. So my money is not changed on Cash Money. So again, remember the look on Saint's face, because this is one of those moments where Saint came out and said, ha, neither one of you won. So guess what? DeSavio doesn't have to defend against anybody next month. Only for Nuke to come out and say, no. Fuck you. It's going to be a 3-way. And at this point, you're fucked. Because you know the man in control is definitely, like, there is no bathroom break for Nuke during this match. Like, Nuke's not going to magically say, okay, they've got it. I'm going to go to the bathroom. You know. No. So Saint, try it if you want to, bruh. Try it. You going to get fucked over. And our new Inter-County champion, Cash Money, baby. Cash Money, I'm telling you.
I mean, I wouldn't be opposed to Disco Ray. I mean, I would think that would be fun too, but I just there's just something about Corey McHenry right now that I don't know. What about you, Nuke? What do you think?
I am with you guys, Cash Money, and the only reason I think he's going to win is because I think Jay Beck's going to fuck up and screw over DeSavio with his stupid mistakes he's been doing.
Oh man, that guy,
So,
that J Beck guy,
Frank, what about Frank?
man,
What about Frank?
Frank,
he's got a lot of opinions and none of them are right. None of them are right, but that's neither here nor there. Um, in other news at Cupid's Carnage, when I saw this advertised, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this, but a monster's returning at Cupid's Carnage as Bao comes back. Now, that is someone I know all too well. I have been dealing with this monster my entire professional career from almost day one. I know what he's capable of. I know the rage and destruction that he can bring. Uh, Kevin, I'll ask you, what is he coming back for? What are we doing here?
it's between me and him.
I mean,
It's,
this was a
I
decision that
I
you
made a
you
phone call and
oh wow.
I asked him to come to Cupid's Carnage, and he's going to do me a favor. So if you want to find out, you got to be at Cupid's Carnage.
The pedigree of Brutus Owen Wesker, if you don't know, he has held gold just about every place he's gone. He has been one of the most dominating big men in any ring he's in. And once upon a time, I saw a match between him and Ace Bradley that to this day might be one of the most violent things I've ever seen. Uh, I know what he's capable of. You're bringing him in and you're asking him a favor. I hope the favor's worth it because when you want to dance to the music, you got to pay the band, and sometimes the price is kind of stiff. But you're batting 1,000 right now, Nuke. You're doing everything the right way. So I'm gonna take this on a leap of faith, and I'm gonna think that this is gonna be a good thing. But I
Well,
certainly have reservations seeing that graphic. What about you, Red?
you'll enjoy it, Steve.
Well, I like to enjoy things.
You, you, I understand why you're worried about BOW. We've both seen up close and personal
I mean,
what
you
he
you
can
get
do.
to be worried about somebody. Why don't I get to be worried about somebody? We're going to talk about your concern.
Right, because you talk for me. I ain't worried about BOW.
No, you're worried about somebody else.
You damn right.
We're going to talk about that in a minute. But what about BOW?
Hey, the man with the plan say he got a plan. So our job is to trust the man.
In Nuke we trust. That's the truth.
And that I swear we need posters in Nuke we trust.
Take those T-shirts, baby.
That's just how I feel. I ain't worried about BOW.
Well, you're not worried about BOW, but you are worried about a man that's coming to town to free your mind. And we have a match straight out of the Ghosts of Christmas Past. If you were in Joliet a decade or so ago when a different place was running, this is a match you might have seen. This is a throwback to a different era, and I'm a little surprised that it's happening now. But you've got Grin, who has been a fan favorite for a long time, but I'm not sure he's the good guy here. And then you've got Shogun, a man beyond reproach. Obviously, the ringmaster, always a loose cannon and the X factor. But I don't even know what to expect from this match. Watching these two guys go at it, it's very conflicting for me. What about you, Red? I mean, talk about your fear. If we face it together, you can beat it.
No, it ain't a fucking fear. It's here's my thing. And this is nothing against Nuke. Because at this point, Nuke was on again, he was the voice behind the door. But when the idea to bring the three rings back and bring them in, and I get it, Grin has been on and off in Rocket Pro. But I've been telling even before I came back to Rocket Pro, and I will tell you on this platform. He is not who you think he is. And everybody looks at me like I am the stupid one. Like I haven't been doing this shit for 20 plus years.
I never look at you like that.
Anyway, now you start to see the sadistic bastard he fucking is. And this man, if you can call him that, has been known to hurt people, and I've said it before, and hurt people to the point where, guess what? They can no longer stay in the professional wrestling business. Is that what the fuck we want in our locker room? Is that what we want? No.
You got to trust Nuke, man.
But understand, like, and this is legal shit that is way above our pay grade. Again, Nuke inherited this. Nuke can't just fire it. If I convince, let's be honest, what we did on this show with the Freebirds, we kind of turned the light bulb on in Nuke's head. Am I right, sir?
Yep. I see why they did what they did.
Thanks, Nuke. We appreciate you watching.
So maybe I can turn the light bulb on Grin, but guess what? He's already under contract. He can't just fucking fire him, right?
Plus, Shelly'd be heartbroken.
But Shelly's gonna fuck. I guarantee you, after next week, she's gonna be heartbroken because everybody loves Grin. Everybody loves the music, and the kids go, he don't give a fuck about the kids. He don't give a fuck about Shelly. He don't give a fuck about nobody but Grin. I'm telling you. And y'all think I'm just saying this shit because I ain't got nothing else to do. It's my 5 minutes.
Yeah, your sabbatical's running a little long.
Like, come on now. I know this dude. I've seen this dude. In this match, because guess what? Nobody knows what's in the fucking bags.
You mean the bag of tricks?
Yes.
All 4 corners.
And that's why everybody is like, ooh, we can't wait. It's not gonna be fucking whoopee cushions. It's not gonna be confetti. It's not gonna be popcorn.
It's not gonna be the Brothers of Funstruction.
It's gonna be some shit. And guess what? I guarantee you, people are gonna be scarred after they see this shit. Why? Because of who the fuck Grin is.
I wonder if we're gonna get an appearance from Scarpone, because I mean this is a throwback to a different time. I know you know people don't always say that name anymore, but you know, like I said, you know, you have to know your past to understand the present and work to the future. But boy, there could be a lot of eyes on this match because of its historical significance. I hope Shogun, you know, Shogun never shows up without being ready to fight. And he and Grin know each other pretty well. So, you know, I think Shogun will be prepared for whatever the ringmaster and Grin throw at him. To me, it's Shogun's match. Shogun has been looking for an opportunity to recapture himself for a while. You know, he went through that tremendous tag team run with Marche. He's been doing singles matches here and there. This is Shogun's time to recapture that eye of the tiger that could put him on a collision course with Steve Michaels, which is a match I'd love to see. But you know, Saturday, it's going to be a marquee match. You got to get out there and you got to check it out. And speaking of the final level, Marche Rocket is back and
just announced.
Boy, how did you come up with this one? Unchained King Brandon Day coming to Rocket Pro to face all day Marche Rocket. Wow.
Did you guys ever see this guy?
I have not.
He's as
But
big as
trust
Marche.
me, trust me, tonight I plan on doing
Yeah.
some research.
Scary dude.
He's a beast. He's toe to toe, they're the same size, so it's going to be a good one.
Marche Lock Rocket loves a challenge, but I don't know how much he's going to love this challenge, because if there's a rough wrestler out there that could stand toe to toe, eye to eye in that ring and match strength and match skill with Marche, it might be this guy. It might be Brandon Day. I am very interested to see what happens when the unstoppable force meets the immovable object. Because when you have two storm fronts collide, you're going to get a hurricane or a tornado or something. Red, I know you're bipartisan on this one.
All day.
Yeah, that was predictable. I too think Marche finds a way to get this done, but I don't think it's going to be easy. And if he thinks he worked hard when Joe Hendry was in town, he's going to have to work double hard in this match, because this is not a gimme. What about Brandon Day made you want to bring him in for this match?
He's a big guy. He's athletic. He reminds me of Marche. And I just think it's going to be one heck of a match. It's going to be a semi-main, and he's just, the dude's unchained. So wait till you see what he brings. Plus, the winner of this gets a shot at Steve Michaels.
Oh, that's right. It's a #1 contenders match.
So that's why I don't
Marche
think
win and get another shot, another bite at the apple. Ooh, the drama of this match continues to amaze. So those are all the announced matches thus far. That's what we know. Nuke, tell us something we don't know.
Well, I'm going to make a match, and it's going to be Maximus Orion and the Ryan Matthews versus a mystery tag team that I made.
A mystery tag team you made.
I made, and the winners of that match will become the #1 contenders for the RPW Tag Team Champions.
Wow.
Now, you said you made a tag team. I mean, do you have a chemistry set in the basement? I'm not aware. Did you weird science this shit?
No, I made.
Oh my God! Can you imagine Nuke in the basement with a bra on his head?
Hey, well, my name is Nuke, so
that's right. That's right. That's right.
But no, I got called 2 individuals. They're up for the challenge. You guys are gonna like it. It's gonna be fun. I can't wait to see the look on Maximus Orion's face.
No, I can't wait for the look on Damian Saint's face, because it's just been announced, right? So now he's got a little over a week to fucking plot and plan and connive and try to figure shit out.
He's texting me right now.
And see, look at his ass. And turn around, and he's gonna try shenanigans, only for them to say, no.
He wants to be the guest referee. I told him no.
See.
He's such a conniver. Nuke, my last question for you tonight. Damian Saint still holds the title of general manager. He's the leader of the Undeniable, but it clearly seems that he at this point has zero power. So can we just remove the title of general manager from him and just call him Undeniable Damian Saint? Because it just seems like every time he tries to do something that he considers general managerial, you come out and you put an end to that madness really quick. To me, the general manager, Damian Saint, is dead and gone, has no business at Rocket Pro anymore, and it's about damn time. What say you about the future of Damian Saint?
He's still going to be the GM. I'm just going to be there to make sure he doesn't make idiotic calls like he did for the Intercounty Championship.
You're his baby.
Yeah, that's your guy, but those 2 guys fought a hard match, and they both got a pin. To me, that's a tie, so I fixed it.
That right there, that statement right there. So he doesn't do anything idiotic, and when he does, I'll fix it. Sounds to me like Damian Saint is going to be walking a tightrope, wearing a dress and no underwear. So I'm very excited to see him flash the crowd as he falls to his general managerial death. That's what's happening. Cupid's Carnage, Rocket Pro Wrestling, February 8th. Be there, be square. So many great matches, so many moving parts with building blocks to other things. Number one contenders will be decided. Careers will be on the line. Mystery partners will be unveiled. You can see that from start to finish, this show is going to be completely unpredictable. And Nuke, I believe we have you to thank for it.
Oh, no problem. Thank you guys for everything you do at commentary. Best in the business.
Red, you know what you got to do now.
I ain't
You
been
gotta
here so long.
you got to
Okay.
give this man who has
Uh-huh.
saved Rocket Pro Wrestling. He's been a good friend and a confidant for all of us. You got to give this man his flowers.
Well, the irony in that statement is Nuke has been a good friend. Me and Nuke go back years.
Oh, yeah.
And Nuke has always been a friend for me personally. So first of all, I'm happy to see him being recognized for the person and the man that he is. He has always been fair. Uh, I'm gonna give a quick story. Me and Nuke worked the show many lifetimes ago. And Nuke was just in the locker room. We both were, and a match had went on, and the two guys came back, and they came back, and when they got in the locker room, they were pissed at each other and they were yelling, and you would, you kind of felt like shit about to go down in the locker room, and Nuke, with just his presence and his aura, like, hey, what are you guys doing? And that simple statement stopped every fucking thing. Like, both guys just went and sat down. They were able to calm the fuck down. And then they were able to talk about what had transpired and what happened in the ring and where things kind of got miscommunicated. That's the kind of person Nuke is. So to bring that now in 2025, fast forward, now he does that for not only me, but all of the entire Rocket Pro family, fans, friends, advertisers, people. We already felt safe because we know we've had security in place and but shit just over the past few years, first we had to get rid of the fucking idols, and now, then the undeniables and this bullshit, and Nuke is, as they say, I hate the pun, but it is, he's a breath of fresh air. Like, we know, I honestly feel like come this Saturday, we can call the matches the way they were intended to be called, right? Without having every fucking 5 minutes. I want to say, wasn't it Christmas Chaos? Where like every fucking undeniable match, somebody ran the fuck in? Like, and I think Nuke, and again, I understand all of this better than you think. Lawyers, lawsuits, contracts. He can't just fire Damian Saint. You brought that up earlier. He can't just fire him as GM. He's got a fucking contract.
How about we
You
string
know,
him up in the parking lot before the show?
hey, I'm fine with that too.
Charge a buck to softball to hit him right in the schnutz.
Hey, I'm fine with that. Hey,
Throw him in your trunk, Steve.
but Nuke is about fairness. You know, do I think he might let one shenanigan pop off? Maybe, maybe. But he's not about to let every fucking undeniable match be just fucking ruined. Because that's what we got in at Christmas Chaos.
Yep.
So I think us having Nuke and Nuke, you being here, you are a fair person. You are wonderful, and I've told you this before. You're a great friend, wonderful father, awesome husband. So I think all of those qualities that you have in your personal life, you are now bringing over, and everybody, not just the people in the office, but everybody can see the stand-up guy that you are. And thank you for saving us at Rocket Pro, because I'm tired of all the fucking shenanigans. I'm tired of it.
Anything for you, Red.
And Nuke, you were so gracious in breaking news of an upcoming match at Cupid's Carnage here on our show. We appreciate that. I am going to give you an exclusive right now about what's happening next week on the Power Hour as we head in to Cupid's Carnage. And we are having a guest next week that has figured very prominently in some of the things that have been going on. He hasn't been 100% involved, but we have seen flashes, shall we say. So next week on this show, we have the return of America's favorite superhero, Kid Lat, returns to the Power Hour to talk about Cupid's Carnage. So
Hey, did you call that number the 1-800 Kid Lat sighting? Oh, okay.
I have on my roof, I have the lat signal. So next Tuesday night before we go on, I'll shine that up there with the Zoom information, and he'll swing in like the lat man that he is.
That kid's gonna be something special, man.
And you know,
He is
I love him.
when he ends up popping through a curtain and doing whatever he can do. I mean, right now he's still, mending from a very serious injury. But I do expect him to be returning to action pretty soon. And boy, in limited capacity, he has certainly made an impression on Rocket Pro Wrestling that loves their heroes. So I can't wait to see what Kid Lat does in the near future at Rocket Pro Wrestling. And we'll talk a little bit about that next Tuesday night when our favorite superhero joins the show, and we go over what's happening on Saturday one more time.
All right, I'll be listening.
Nuke, thank you for taking time out of your evening tonight to sit with us. You're doing a hell of a job. We appreciate everything you do for us and for Rocket Pro Wrestling. And we look forward to seeing you on the 8th. It'll be a pleasure, sir.
Awesome. Thank you guys very much. Have a good night, good weekend.
Now go spend some time with your family, would you? You spend too much time in this wrestling thing.
Yeah. All right, guys.
Bye, Nuke.
Night.
All right, that is the one and only Nuke. Unfortunately, tonight, Rachel won't be able to join us. Cactus had a very arduous ride home with mechanical issues with the trains, so she is tapped out. We miss her. We appreciate her. I was going to surprise her tonight with a little breaking news, but I think maybe I will wait to break that news next week. So we'll talk a little bit more about the knockouts next week. There's a lot to talk about too. There's a lot of things going on in the knockouts universe. There's some bingo situations coming up. There are some fundraising things happening as they prepare for their February 22nd return to Homewood as the bout season opens up at the HF Auditorium. So without Cactus here, we'll cut short the Knockouts talk tonight. But I've got a whole lot to say next week about that because some things have changed. So we'll look forward to talking more Knockouts as we get a little closer to the event. Power Hour talks a lot of wrestling because we're all involved in it, but this is a knockout centric show. They're family too, and I will give them all the support.
Hey, and that was so I met one of them Saturday. So I wish Rian was here. He would have known which one. I'm not sure she told me her name. But it was funny because she walked past me down the aisle and she was like, "You're Steve Red. You do the Power Hour with Steve. I'm one of the Knockouts." And I'm like, "Hey, girl." And it was just like, I felt bad because I didn't know her name.
Oh, now we're going to have to do some CSI before next week. I need to find out what knockout was at the movie premiere.
But I was happy. But they were so sweet. She was so sweet and so nice.
Being a part of the Knockouts family has been a real revelation for me because when you're part of that family, they support you like you're one of their own. The Knockouts have come out to see me at NWA. The Knockouts have come to support us and do things with us at IPW. They value relationships and family above all else, and they don't just say it, they do it. The community supports each other in such magically generous and kind ways. It is just fun to watch. And I'm just a little piece of the puzzle, but I get to sit back and watch what they do and how they behave. And it's they really are extraordinary. And the entertainment they put out in Homewood is second to none. I've been doing wrestling and contact sports and broadcasting now for 12 years. And some of the most insane fun times that I've ever had behind a microphone are at those Knockouts bouts because it is so fast. It is so furious. And if you blink, you miss it. So it is really challenging. One of the most challenging things to do from a commentary standpoint is to keep up with their speed and their power. So we'll talk much more about the Knockouts in the coming weeks as we gear up for the first bout of the season in February. And Cactus, we hope you're feeling better. Hey, girl.
Feel better, girl.
All right, we got two more things to talk about, and then we're going to wrap this package tonight. We've got two shows. One happened this Saturday. One Red's going to talk about that's happening this weekend. So I pulled this out of my attaché from the weekend. Look what I got, Red.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Look at this beautiful program. Isn't that amazing?
Dude, what's in the program?
Look at that. I'm in the program. I'm in the program.
Whatever.
That's $10 of my life. It's a great program. It talks about everything. It beautiful color pictures and stories about Bakerville and belts and the awards from 2024. And it just goes through. It basically is a guide that a fan can buy at the beginning, and they can look at the stories behind each of the matches. There's Sierra and Rory Shield. It's really cool the way they have this thing set up, and they're going to have these, I think, at most every show. So I'm starting my collection of a Frontline Pro. Look at that. There you
go. Can I pause?
Yeah.
For a second. Hey, I have to. You wanted me to give Nuke his roses. Let me give you yours. For months, you have been talking about you were getting to interview Kurt Angle.
Oh yeah, that was one of the great.
And to watch the interview in its entirety. There's not too many things that at this point in my life that if I see it right then and there, I'll watch it. Most stuff I'll try to take a mental note and come back to it. But this I had to, because I knew how enthusiastic and I felt your love of Kurt Angle months before you did the interview. And then I watched the interview. You gave one of the most professional interviews I've ever seen.
Red, that's nice. I appreciate that. That means a lot to me.
I think you handled yourself very well. I think you had thought. Even Kurt Angle said that was a well thought out question. So for you to get
Kurt put me over. He put me over in that moment, which I thought was lovely.
So I think, you know, you did an awesome job handling yourself, handling the interview, and making sure that for that brief moment, anybody watching it got to know Kurt just a little bit better.
Did you hear some of those things he talked about? Talking about Eddie and Benoit and Shawn Michaels? That had to make you pop.
So I popped. So a lot of people don't know. I understand. I can separate the man and what supposedly took place. I am a huge Chris Benoit fan. Chris Benoit showed me him and Rey Mysterio. You don't have to be 6'7" in this fucking business to succeed. But for him to just keep referencing Eddie Guerrero, Chris Benoit, Shab, I was like, yes.
I was sitting there. I was doing everything in my power not to just start smiling like a Cheshire cat and popping like I'm trying to be as professional. And he's dropping these names like, yeah, because these are just his contemporaries. These are people he's known for 20, 30 years. They're just names in his past. To us, it's the Holy Grail.
Oh, of course.
Talking about anyone who's still here. I mean, I was just over the moon.
And I mean, that's the thing. You know, sometimes you kind of think back and you have to remember, well, like, wow, Chris Benoit is gone. Eddie Guerrero is gone. You know, but the way he talked about him with such reverence and such passion and love. And it was like, dude, like, come on now. You know, and you know me, when he talked about Shawn Michaels, I was like, oh, shit.
I knew that was going to get you when he did it. When he started talking about Shawn, I'm like, oh, Red's going to watch this at least.
So, again, great job, Steve. I know I'd have fucked it up. So, you did an excellent job.
It was, Ben puts us in positions to succeed. And when he puts you in a position like this, he knows that you will be able to handle it. The moment won't be bigger than you. And he relies on his opinions to govern much of what he does. Fortunately, I was able to make him smile and not let him down. Because that's a big moment for anybody. That's a lot of funds went to get Kurt Angle to come to Frontline. And we needed to make sure that what we took away from it, that we get to put on channels and in media, represents the investment we made to bring such an outstanding Hall of Famer. So thank you, Red, for the kind words. And now tomorrow I'm putting up my latest in focus that they put out there. I got to go one-on-one with the Godfather.
Oh, okay.
And he might have popped me. And the way he opened the interview, he made me feel like a child. And I had to stop and collect myself. So as professional as you perceived I was with Kurt Angle, that all went to shit with The Godfather because he blindsided me with being in character like I wasn't expecting. And it's like he hit me with a right cross right to the chin. And I had to course correct to get back into an interview. So make sure you check that out when I post it.
Oh, you know
Also,
I will.
I want to show you, we got trading cards coming out. Look at those trading cards. I get to be in a trading card. Very excited.
What?
Yeah, Frontline Pro trading cards. They're coming, man. And
Damn you, Marche.
look who's coming to Honor Bound, brother.
RVD returns, baby.
Rob Van Dam coming home. So just oh, and look at this. It's our brand new billboard in Marshfield. Look at that shit, huh? Isn't that pretty?
Oh shit.
Got billboards and programs and radio spots. Frontline don't
Man.
play, bro.
Clearly they don't.
And I'm gonna tell you what. Frontline most assuredly didn't play on Saturday because Ground Zero was the best Frontline show I've ever seen. And I just sat through Freedom Cup. And I sat through, Wittick versus Shaq for the title last year. So there have been some magic moments since I've been on the roster at Ground Zero. But this show, from start to finish, was spectacular in ways that I wasn't ready for. Warhorse versus Quinn Wittick. One of the most explosive matches I've ever seen. You put that on some of those podcasts where they give 5-star ratings, that might get one. The stories they told and the lengths that they went and the violence exhibited, when that thing comes on YouTube, do yourself a favor and watch it. Freedom Cup winner Warhorse won the match and basically called out the talent of Quinn Wittick at the end and said, I am now what you once were and will never be again. Something to that effect.
Wow.
That is some shit. That is some deep, deep emotional warfare. I don't think Warhorse versus Wittick is over. I think it's just beginning. And if this is just chapter 1, ain't a damn fool ready for chapter 2. And in our post this week for Power Hour, I talked about enjoy Avalon while you can, because Ali made a comment that makes me think that Avalon might be signed pretty soon. And, Joey Avalon and I have been running the same roads for the last few years. He hasn't always been my biggest advocate. Hasn't always been my biggest supporter, which is okay. I'm not everybody's cup of tea. But this man is an absolute road warrior. So many thousands of miles, so many hundreds of matches, year in, year out, never taking a break. Over 100 matches last year, over 30,000 miles traveled in the PWI top 500. But what he did against Mustafa Ali was otherworldly. He was moving at a pace and with intention and passion like I have never seen. It's like his love of wrestling was all you could see. And Ali, threw everything but the kitchen sink, hit him with that big signature 450, Avalon kicked out. It was just one of those matches where you sit there and you go, yeah, this guy is going to be on TV pretty soon. Now, everybody's like, well, he's older, maybe his time has passed. Shit, no. He could be walking the line of a Damian Priest, because Damian Priest wasn't exactly young as a child when he finally got up to where he wanted to be. And I think if Avalon gets to one of those places, he will stay at one of those places, because he's one of the highest IQ wrestlers I've ever worked with. And he's one of the savviest in-ring generals I've ever seen. So kudos to Joey Avalon for showing up and showing out in the biggest of stages. And shout out to Mustafa Ali for acknowledging that and understanding that he is about to take a step that Ali himself took a few years ago. The match is worth every every penny that was spent. And when it hits the YouTube channel, we will share the shit out of it. Watch it from start to finish, Red. You will be blown away.
Okay.
So those are 2 matches on that card that were absolutely amazing. Sierra versus Rory Shield started off the show hot, and it just never subsided. The Wrecker, Josh Price, defended his title against Fowler. And for a while, I thought Fowler was going to beat him. But in the end, it was an evening for the meat sauce. And Josh Price, the Wrecker, is still your champion. We've got new tag team champions as Colucci and Swoggle tag team move. Beat the Rapture. Let me say it again and tap dance on their fucking graves. The Rapture now have nothing. 0 titles, 0 hope, 0 place at Frontline Pro. Aaron Xavier and Chris Merrick shit the bed, and Swoggle and Colucci wipe their ass with them. New champ.
Wow.
And then what made matters worse, as there was no winner in the Ali Avalon match because those 2 butthurt idiots decided to destroy Ben's main event because Ben interfered in various matches throughout the night that the Rapture were involved in. So when they destroyed the match and then they got beaten down by Ali and Avalon, Avalon and Ali got together and said, you know what? Why don't you chicken shits get back in this ring and we'll do a tag team match now, even though we've just been working the shit out of each other for the last 30 minutes. So that's how the show ended, was an impromptu tag team match where it was Avalon and Ali versus Xavier and Merrick, and they beat the shit out of the Rapture. So not only did the Rapture lose their titles to tag team move, they lost their pride and will to live to Ali and Avalon. It's a great night, Red. It's a great night, Red. They're gone, Red.
I don't know if they go, but clearly they got their ass handed to them Saturday night.
I'll tell you what, it did my heart so good. So good.
So let me ask, who was the special guest or the surprise guest?
On All the Way with Disco Ray?
Yeah. Because remember,
I was saving this for you for right now, because this is going to make you smile and squeal like a pig. The Brother Love looking Jay Michaels came out and interrupted Disco Ray, claiming he was his guest. Okay. But Disco Ray's like, you ain't my guest. This guy's my guest. And then the music hit. And on commentary, I just went like this. Oh, no, it can't be. It can't be. He ain't around no more right now. It can't be him. But it was him. You know who walked through that curtain?
Come on, stop playing.
The motherfucking shot caller walked through that curtain.
What?
Backwoods motherfucking Brown, baby.
Oh, shit.
Welcome back to Frontline Backwoods. And Backwoods looked good. And Backwoods was in a good mood. That dude had some of the most serious surgery a human should ever have to have.
I know.
And he was walking around like he was 25 years old again. Looked good doing it. And when the fake guest decided to take issue with Backwoods, what do you think Backwoods did? He dropped it like it was hot, man. He moved around like Blizzard Brawl Backwoods. He him like a motherfucking pancake. Backwoods went up and splat. So any rumors that he's not 100% were put to rest Saturday night, and that moment blew me away. We love you, Kay. We love you, Kay. We're glad you're back, and man, Backwoods showing up in Frontline is an absolute game changer. How's that for a surprise?
Oh, that's a huge surprise, and that that does my heart happy to know that I know this road has been long and hard. So I'm happy to hear that.
In a couple other matches, we had the Bakerville Championship was being defended in a three-way. Jared Jacks, the returning Coda Jacobs, looking to become the first frontline Grand Slam champion, and our friend Shaq Jordan. And what a match it was. I mean, Coda clearly motivated to win because he wanted to be the Grand Slam. Jared Jacks finally gets a title in frontline, not ready to relinquish it. And you know, Shaq, it just goes on expeditions of gold. So this match went pillar to post, but in the end, the champ came to play and came to stay, as Jared Jacks is still your Bakerville champion.
Okay,
And
I caught
one
that.
other match that occurred, well, there were two other matches actually. Let's talk about them while we're here. You know our friend Sam Eli, who has been everywhere.
Yeah.
CSW, he's been at Rocket Pro. He got in a match against the Agent of Chaos. I guess he had the nickname first. I ain't happy about it, but there it is. Kevin Calloway. And although Kevin Calloway cheated to win, the match they had was excellent. Both men laid it all on the line. I saw Sam Eli do things that I didn't even know Sam Eli could do. Although he didn't get the win, he certainly won the crowd. And I don't think that this situation is over. We also had a fatal four-way match. Regis Atlas, Kayvon Lee, Rockin' Rivera were part of this thing. And the funniest part of this match is Rockin' Rivera came to the ring wearing a Culture Nation shirt. And he and Regis Atlas were part of Culture Nation, which was one of the most dominant factions at Frontline. And he was trying to get the band back together. And it was hilarious watching him try to butter his way up to Regis Atlas. And then toward the end, Regis Atlas, I thought was going to give in to him and they were going to do it. And then Rivera took liberties on Atlas. Just kidding. That's when Ben McCoy came in and just busted up everything about Rockin' Rivera. So, so many moving parts Saturday night. There was a pre-show match. You know, from the moment we got there to the moment we left, from programs to billboards to special guests, Ground Zero, man. You know, 4.5 hour drive means nothing when it comes to the action and enjoyment I had Saturday evening, and I was sick as a dog. I called that match with 102-degree fever.
What?
Yeah. We don't take days off, Red. This is the finale. If I don't do it now, I'm never going to do it, Red. And I got to get it all in before the time elapses. So I'm not going to let a little influenza and a little chest congestion. I medicated and I had all sorts of stuff, so I wasn't infecting anybody, but I didn't feel very good. That's for damn sure. Something else that happened at Ground Zero that I want to tell you is coming on the YouTube channel is I was contractually obligated to do a sit down with Ben McCoy on In Focus, much like I did with Kurt Angle. Let's just say it did not go very well. I'm going to leave it at that. So it will be up at some point soon on the YouTube channel. I will share it. Probably not my most professional interview I've ever done, but things got a little heated. A couple of things were said by Ben McCoy that can't be taken back. And you will see this when that episode of In Focus debuts in the near future. So check that out. It'll be fun. Now, Red, now that we're done with the Ground Zero. Oh, and don't forget, in February, the Battle of Bakerville is coming on a Friday night. Now, unfortunately, I can't be there because I can't get the day off of work. So I'm scheduled to do CSW that night anyway. It's closer. It takes me an hour to get to CSW, so I'll be there. But my I have to say, Ken Anderson's going to be there. Congo Kong is going to be there. So if you're in the greater Wisconsin area, tell me what happens, because I'm going to miss the show, unfortunately, and I hate to miss a Frontline show because after Ground Zero, all bets are off. Anything could happen at any time. So you got to be there. So Red, C3, upcoming, incoming. Talk to me, son.
You would do this when my delivery is coming.
I set you up on a tee, man.
I know you did, but
I got
again,
your message. I got you.
no, but my food is like a minute away.
All right, well, let's just go through it and then we'll be done.
Dude, I said a minute. Trust me, it's gonna take a minute to get through this whole car. But I will
You
say
order
this.
food that you have to go upstairs and get while we're doing the damn show.
Yeah, I gotta go outside and get it. Leave it to us here. Only at the Power Hour do we order food while the food by the show is being recorded.
Somebody's got to take that shit off your porch.
That's the problem, bro. Do you know how much money I just spent to get my food?
I don't want to know, and I want to know that we better wrap this package because you're going to be a hungry son of a bitch when you go out there and all you can smell it. You can only smell it. You can't see it.
No, the bad part is for years, we've had an infestation of cats, and I'm assuming the city came out and took most of them. But the problem is that shit, some of them are still
Panda
around.
Express took care of all the wild cats.
Yeah, right.
Old orange chicken, man. It doesn't meow.
Yeah, right. And he is pulling up. This is going to be scary.
Oh my God.
Join
us next week when Red talks about C3.
No, I'm going to talk about it now. We're going to talk about it now. Hopefully, we'll get through it. This Saturday, C3 Ultimate Wrestling presents the board presents the takeover. The only reason why I'm plugging this show
is because you're wrestling in it.
No, I'm not wrestling.
Put his boots on one more time against Miles Mercer.
No. The show is 101 Joliet Street, Suite 400 in Dyer, Indiana. $15 for adults, $10 on Eventbrite, $10 for kids, $5 on Eventbrite. Doors open at 12:45. Showtime starts at 1 p.m. They are calling. How crazy is that? You gotta let me talk about what I just said. Talk real quick.
Here on the Power Hour, we tape this live. We don't do it live, but we tape it live. So this is really happening right now. Red is out of his chair, Uber eating, as I'm sitting here talking to myself. Well, Self, here's the thing. Oh, you know what I forgot to talk about when Kevin was on the show? I forgot to talk about people and their opinion on commentary. Here's the thing. Commentary is not as easy as one would think. Oh, he's got it. He got it. All right, well, I'll cut to the chase. Don't hate on commentary because we're telling stories and we're playing our characters and we're doing what we have to do for storylines. So if you don't like what's said, or if mom and dad don't like what's said, or if Junior or Joey, Jim Bob, or whoever in your family doesn't like it, it's not my problem, man. We're all playing characters. We're all doing our thing. Red, C3, 101 Joliet Street, Suite 400, Dyer, Indiana.
Look at you. Look how good you are. All right. So the main event of the show will be my son, D'Angelo Steele.
Not that piece of shit, D'Angelo Steele.
He's the champion.
He's the champ?
Yes.
Man.
Rachel.
It's not right.
Versus.
I got to talk to Chris Classic.
Versus Atlas J. Horn for the C3 Ultimate Wrestling title.
That's a big dude, that guy.
Yeah. I've known Atlas. Actually, I went to the same high school with Atlas.
Your son's about to die.
Nah.
Atlas gonna beat him up. Atlas gonna kill you. Rachel has to gonna kill you.
Rachel has to stay. You know, we even bought Rachel Christmas gifts.
I hear Rachel has syphilis.
You know, no, she doesn't.
You got to give her a shot or some cream.
She doesn't.
You got to tell that boy to stay away from that belt with his private parts.
In another match, this Saturday, I can't with you. The BIG from the 313, Joseph Ira Credit.
I love that dude. That's the Detroit guy, right?
Yeah.
Man, that dude came. That was the greatest thing that ever happened to me at GPW. When we brought them in, it was my idea. I was like, God damn, those guys are good. I'm like, God, no. Tell that boy I said hi. I don't know
I
if
will.
but I was there.
And I will. And he takes on the Cobra.
Oh, shit. You know, usually the Cobra will come in and dominate anybody, but he ain't gonna beat Cred.
Well,
Here with that. That dude's a mountain. You'd have to beat up the Himalayas.
well, we're gonna find out this time.
Spirit of Detroit.
Like,
I've never seen the Spirit of Detroit. Go watch those videos, man. That was a
great team. Speaking of tag teams, the C3 Ultimate Wrestling Tag Team Championships are on the line as the ARC, Miles Mercer and Stampede Larkin defend their titles against Arcade Anarchy, Kenny Nine, and I'm not sure of his partner's name. My regrets. I'm sorry.
It don't matter who his partner is. They ain't gonna beat Stampede Larkin and Miles. There's nobody that's gonna beat them. I want to see Miles and Stampede come to Rocket Pro.
It's a little. What's the best word I can say? They're dysfunctional right now. Stampede, you know, since I've been away, they haven't been on the same page. I mean, they got the tag title.
But you got to get back there in the red suit and walk down that aisle with them and keep that shit together. That's a great tag team when they're on.
Nah, I'm happy where I'm at. In a 4-way match, since you love Spirit of Detroit,
I do.
Tony Thunder will be in singles action versus Marcelo Spade versus Nameless. Nobody knows who's this dude. Versus your personal favorite, Rockin' Rivera. And this is for the C3 Urban Culture Championship.
Rockin' Rivera.
Marcelo Spade has.
Rockin' Rivera might get a hangnail and not show up.
Well, again, I don't know the Nameless guy. I mean, you know.
Marcelo Spade is a fucking assassin. That dude hits hard.
So I'm gonna put it like that's my two, Tony Thunder and Marcelo Spade. I don't know how like Spade is a fucking technician.
Oh, he's so good.
You know, so I don't see him losing. But you know, again,
although Rivera did wrestle very well, as much as I despise the man. He put on a hell of a show at Ground Zero. So who knows? Maybe a broken watch is right twice a day. I don't know.
It is very true. In another match, Classic Alpha, our friend.
I love Classic.
Versus one of your old running buddies, Nick Diamond.
Oh, Karen's got a match. Classic's gonna kill him. Karen's going to C3 to fight Classic. Man,
hey,
that's not just gonna be a ass beating. That's gonna be a hanging.
Well, but let's be honest. They started in the same place, you know. So this will, you know, kind of see where training used to be and where training is. I don't know.
I'll tell you what. One thing that's going to happen for sure is he's going to scream like a child at some point.
Okay, I'll let you know. The C3 Ultimate Women's Championship is on the line. Renee Van Peebles versus the Queen of Mean versus don't know. She has a mystery opponent.
Oh, well, that's interesting. I wonder if it's Maya Karas.
Oh, well, then she gonna get her ass whooped.
The Queen will. You know, I don't think the Queen likes me anymore. She doesn't say hi when we're in the same room no more. She just kind of ignores
the
me.
hell you think I feel? And I work with the chick.
Yeah, I don't know what's up with that.
So
I gave her the goddamn name on commentary. I deserve better than that. I should get at least a handshake when I show up. Come on, Renee.
I
RVP.
agree.
Give some love.
Hell, I'm family and I don't get it. So
she's changed, Red. She's changed.
So that
she's not Whitney Houston 1989 anymore. She's Whitney Houston 2002.
Oh Lord, she all fucked up then.
Got to keep her away from Bobby Brown.
All I know, the whole thing and the reason why I'm so invested in this show, I was able to go to their last show, and there is an entity called the board, and the board made its presence known last show, and this one is called the takeover. So you
think the board is going to show up and take over?
I'm wondering. I don't know, but why would they? The board has been telling
Red
Classic Alpha.
Wouldn't it be crazy if I was on the board?
Dude, stop playing.
It's me, Austin. It was always me.
Stop playing, dude.
I could be on the board. You don't know. They're a mystery, right?
And that's the fucked up part. And as a father, I have to be on the lookout for my son's well-being.
Yeah.
Tell
him to stop doing unsavory things to a belt. That's what you got to do. I wouldn't worry about the takeover. I'd worry about his health.
Well, I'm worried about him.
That's an uncomfortable doctor visit when he's got to take pills.
So but C3 Ultimate Wrestling is always a good time, family fun, entertainment.
I have been. It is a great promotion. It's a great show every time.
So come on out.
Sometimes Red even does commentary.
I don't do anything. Do you know that felt so good to sit at a show and not do anything?
You did commentary when I went to see.
No, yeah, then, but that's when I was active. Now I'm no. So I just sat in the audience the last time and just sat there and watched the show.
Panhandle your merch.
No merch, just
buy a C Red mug.
I just sat there the entire time. I think I bought a Polish and nachos or something.
Wait a minute.
What?
Maybe you're the board.
You got jokes. No. Again. So clearly you don't watch C3 Ultimate Wrestling.
Just saying, Red.
No. Let me explain.
Sometimes it really is the devil you know.
So you know how I feel about my son, right? So you understand. And you also know that I helped create the ARC.
Yep.
My issue is I want him to be a champion that is strong-willed, strong-minded, and win or lose, I want to give his all. No shortcuts taken. And you can kind of say I taught Miles a lot. And with 9 Miles running the ARC, a lot of fucking shortcuts have been taken. And I explained to Steel, maybe it's time for you to fucking leave the ARC. So
this whole show feels like a black op. You're putting the pieces on the chessboard in place. It would be perfect for your son in the ARC to flourish if you ran the place as part of the board.
Steve,
this is very in character. This is totally on brand for you. I've outed you. I'm right.
It would be, but guess what? When do I work? When do I work, Steve?
I don't care. Next
No.
Tuesday
When
night.
do I?
Next Tuesday night when you come on, I'm gonna say, "I told you, bitch.
Answer
I
the
told you,
question.
bitch."
Answer the question.
You
When
work
do I
at a
work?
school. You work at a school.
No, I mean wrestling wise.
You work
When
at
do I-
Rocket Pro.
That's it.
Uh-huh. Until you become the owner operator. Until you become the NUKE C3. I see you just said I gotta take care of the ARC. I gotta take care of my son. You take care of him by running the shit.
I got to take care of my son and get him
care of him
out
by-
of the ARC.
He is bulletproof if you're in charge.
He's not.
Parameters.
He's not bulletproof.
Oh my God.
And that's the problem. When you have Miles Mercer, the fucking loose cannon, he's the new loose cannon running around. Like, I wonder why.
And now you're throwing shade at Miles.
I wonder why I haven't.
Red, I have known you too fucking long. I have danced to this beat.
Steve, have you ever asked yourself why I'm not back in NWA Chicago?
I do ask myself that sometimes.
Miles Mercer.
Because Miles isn't there?
Do you understand why it took so long to get back to Rocky Pro? Miles Mercer.
I mean, you can spin this to try to throw me off the scent, but I smell you, dog. I don't smell your lung. I smell you. I don't smell your dinner, but I smell you.
I do. I got ribs.
All right, you said Saturday, right?
This Saturday.
E3 Wrestling, 101 Joliet Street, Suite 400. Bell time or doors open at
12:45.
Bell time is
1:00.
Go watch Red surprise you and take over everything.
You're gonna find Red sitting there with I don't know how much money I got. I just bought football squares, so
you're gonna have a lot more money when you're in charge of a business. I know. I know this.
I want no part of nobody else's business. I can barely hold my own business. Shit.
Mm-hmm. All right.
I'll tell you this off air, but I am lacing up the boots in May, but it's for a charity. So
your sabbatical, you could wipe your ass with that whole thing.
Dude, it's a charity. It's for my kids.
You're still wiping. You're still putting the boots on. You're still being.
It's for my kids.
It's right. It's okay. It can be for any reason.
And I'm bringing a special. And I'm bringing a special guest.
Of course you are. Of course you are. It'll be one of your new members of the program or the board or whatever the hell you are.
No, hit end record and I'll tell you who it is.
All right. Thanks to NUKE for being a great guest. We missed you, Cactus. We missed you, Rion. Don't miss Kid Lat on this program next week.
Hey, Pax is out.
Oh yeah, he got out of the cat cage. The LIM is broken. I don't know if they'll ever be fixed. I guess we'll have to find out.
We have to figure it out and bring them on.
We'll have to bring them on. Oh, we can reunite the LIM. I don't know if I'm ready for that. Maybe I'll have to think about it. All right, next week, Kid Lat. Thanks for watching. For C-Red, I'm Steve. We will catch you on the flip side, and we are out. Peace.